We wondered how the Sixers would respond after the loss just the other night to the same Hawks team. Well, you saw that. They held on late to pull away and get the win. As we welcome you here to Sixers Postgame Live, brought to you by Curado Insurance. Amy Fadool alongside Jim Lynam and Marc Jackson. And Marc, I'll start with you. It got a little hairy. The Hawks cut it to 6, and then the Sixers went on that 8-0 run to really kind of seal it.
Absolutely, Amy. Unfortunately, they made a little run and it kind of got shaky there, but we pulled away. Too much straight line drives allowed, which means too much Atlanta Hawks get into room with not much help defense. I think we kind of let our guard down. Atlanta took full advantage of it.
Monster night from Joel Embiid, bounce back night from Tyrese Maxey. How good was it to see him kind of get his feet back under him, Jim?
Yeah, I thought Maxey played with a lot of confidence, Aim. I think coming back home was a factor. And it just looked to me like his teammates were supporting him, particularly Joel Embiid, encouraging him visibly from time to time over the course of the game. And Maxey didn't just score the ball, he also had 9 assists. He played terrific.
He did. He was plus 24. That was the highest plus-minus number on the night. Let's check in with Tyrese Maxey with Scott and Alaa Abdelnaby.
All right, Tyrese, we knew you were going to break out of that small shooting slump. So take us back to the start of this one. You just looked comfortable from the tip tonight.
Yeah, you know, I feel comfortable. I told myself after the last game that I won't play like that again. I felt like I wasn't aggressive. I felt like I was extremely passive. But me being aggressive opened up guys like Joel, Matisse, everybody else, Tobias, and the floor opened up for myself as well.
There was some defensive breakdowns in Atlanta the other night, and I could see your frustration with your teammates. Was it better today?
Yeah, it was a lot better, a lot better. You know, we've been playing solid defense of late. The scoring was the problem. You know, our defense and our offense are tied together. So tonight, I think our defense really helped us get out in transition and score some easy buckets, and that got our offense going as well.
And your big fella with a season-high 42 points. What can you say about him tonight, Tyrese?
You know, 42, that's good and all, but I think he was really good on the defensive end, man. They was trying to throw lobs. He was tipping the lobs. He was very active. He knew that Capella was coming on him on the boards, and he took care of that tonight, so he was good.
How important was it to play well tonight, knowing you got to play tomorrow?
It was extremely important, extremely important. Try to get us a little extra rest there at the end, you know, but we had to come in and close the game out, and it is what it is. Now we got to go home, get some sleep, and prepare for Utah tomorrow.
Yeah, ice up, sleep fast. We'll see you tomorrow, Tyrese.
Yes, ma'am, we'll do.
Yeah, sleep fast is right because they have the Jazz coming in tomorrow. We got to talk about Maxey. Obviously, they bounced back. You heard it. He said our defense and offense are connected, Jim. What do you think he means by that specifically?
Well, when you're playing top-level defense, Aim, you get stops, and it's much easier to run the other way when you get a stop and the defense for the other team has trouble setting up, as opposed to when they score against you, it's much easier for them to get back. And I thought the Sixers did a pretty good job of trying to create pace in this game tonight, particularly getting it up to that point where they helped them build a 27-point lead.
And Maxey asked about Joel Embiid, 42 points, and he was like, listen, I thought he had it going on the defensive end. 42 is like, it's his 28th game of 40 or more points for Embiid in his career. But defensively, he really did have it going. You thought he took maybe the Clint Capella 20 rebounds personally the other day.
Hey, listen, as a former player in this league game, you definitely do things like that. Clint Capella last game had 18 points, 20 rebounds. Joel woke up like saying, I want revenge. And I thought he did a great job trying to not only help on strong side drives, but able to help and recover back to kind of keep Capella stabilized so he wasn't dominating the glass.
Yes, well, he did not, and dominating is exactly what Joel Embiid did. Let's check out our Colonial Nissan game changer. As I mentioned, the 28th time in his career he's had 40 or more points. He was shooting very well, 14 of 25, that's at 56%. And then obviously we know what he does from the free throw line, 10 rebounds with those 42 points, Jim. Defensively, what do you think he did differently?
He seemed like he was, I don't know, just a little bit more aggressive at that defensive end. He picks his spots, Aim, you know, where he's going to dominate inside. But he tried to thwart or frustrate Atlanta, I thought, all game long. He had, I think, 2 blocks, but the number of times he intimidates and keeps guys from driving to the basket, it's big-time defense.
6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Obviously, the 42 points on 56% shooting. This is a game where you needed Joel Embiid to come through and to play through him, Marc, and you saw that.
Absolutely, and he seemed like he's getting himself together, getting his legs and his rhythm right, and he's just dominating. This is what we expect from Joel Embiid, nothing less.
It is impressive. Obviously, he's going to point out his turnovers. He's been really hard on himself for that. 4 turnovers. He did have 6 the other night, so he did obviously cut down on that. But Marc, you've said that's just usage rate, the way that he's going and the way that they're spacing. Sometimes it can't be prevented.
You know, a lot of times the guys try to force certain plays, but I'm not trying to take up Joel. His turnovers has been a lot as of late, but I really would think a lot of turnovers have to do with team and where guys are and guys getting used to each other, a lot of bumping each other, guys being where they're not supposed to be, and that kind of throws you off a little bit, which helps the defense, results in turnovers. So with Joel Embiid having so much on his usage rate, that kind of hinders to it and makes the turnovers high. But like I said, as time moves on, them turnover rates by Joel will come down.
And it was important for him in that stretch, I thought, that he did everything that they needed him to do. I mean, the Hawks had cut it to just 6 points, and then you saw him, again, try to take this game over, Jim.
Yeah, I thought he did a terrific job, not just at the offense, man. He got a couple of terrific defensive rebounds during that stretch. As you said, Atlanta had cut that lead to 6 points. And that's what big-time players do. I mean, not only are they stars during the course of the game, but they jump out of the box, is what I like to call it, late in the game. You know, whether it's a close game or when the other team is running at you. You know, NBA game is a game of runs. Give Atlanta credit. You know, they had a nice run there. And, you know, they were literally a bucket away from making this thing a wire job.
Absolutely. The Sixers, though, got those big stops and then capitalized on the other end. Well, we know Joel Embiid, 42 points, that's almost like standard at this point in his career. Like I said, 28 times he's done that. But we're going to talk a little bit about the secondary scoring. Tobias Harris, strong start, a little bit of a lull in the third quarter, but came through again in the fourth. He's the subject of our Yingling Presents Lager, up 21 points for him. And Marc, a lot of these coming right at the rim.
Absolutely, Amy. Tobias seems to have come with passion to finish at the rim. Earlier on, he missed a couple of bunnies, but he seemed to have getting his feet right and his body right and finishing up and around people.
54% basically, Jim, shooting. I think they did a little bit better job on him defensively. You saw in the third quarter where he had kind of that dip in early fourth quarter, but then he really stepped up as well.
He did, yeah. For some reason, he wasn't as involved in the second half overall, as he was. I thought he was sensational in the first half. And really, it was like the three-pronged offense, you know, Embiid, Maxey, and Tobias. But when you're scoring the way they were, Atlanta had no answers defensively to them. And as a result, the Sixers, 69 points at the half. I'm not sure you can expect to duplicate that the second half. They were so good.
Yeah.
In the first.
We've seen him adjust his game so many times now. He obviously had to adjust it last year when James Harden came in. Now he's had to adjust it again. Now that James Harden is out, 13 shots, Marc. That's a good volume, obviously, 21 points. Is this what you want to see from him? And how can they keep doing this with him? And how can he keep doing it when Harden comes back?
You know, Amy, to me, I think Tobias is really kind of sitting back, letting the game come to him. He didn't want to kind of overstep things or push things with, you know, James, Maxey, and Joel. He said, I'm just going to do this. What you need me to do, be kind of a three-point threat and catch and go, I'll do that. But I think with James being out, it's going to kind of get Tobias back in aggression mode, just saying, okay, I know you three guys are going to get your numbers, but I can get mine as well. Listen, there's plenty of basketball to go around there for everybody. I don't want Tobias to sit back thinking he's just a three-point shooter, catch and shoot, or give it up. I want to see Tobias get comfortable again. He's 6'8", he's so mobile, he's a mismatch nightmare. I love to see him get it going no matter who's guarding him and who's on the floor.
Yeah, you saw him go right at the rim. I thought some really good drives, and the result of it was 21 points, one of his better games on the young season.